Alright, we're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker. You know, something I've been meaning to comment for a while. This logo. You see above the... directly above the L, where it says Endwalker? It almost looks like the crescent arc that makes on the left side of the moon there. Right above the L, it almost looks like the crescent mark, the crescent shape makes like a sad face right there. I don't know, maybe it's just my right brain seeing things where there aren't any. You know? Your highly imaginative brain or whatever. But like, it almost looks like a sad little face that's frowning. Not frowning like angry, but just like really sad. And then the center of it just looks like an eyeball. The center of the whole orb looks like an eyeball staring at you. I don't know if that's meant to be like a crater. A big-ass crater on the moon or something, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And of course, this is just like some triangular spaceship-looking thing. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, I just wanted to comment mostly on what that silhouette that looks almost like a little sad face. Right above the L. A pretty big one, too. I'm not talking about something tiny for those who can't see it. Anyway. The other thing I wanted to comment on, let's go ahead and log in while I ramble a little bit. Fan Daniel's motives reminded me the other day of Kuja from Final Fantasy IX, because it was basically the same thing. I just remembered, I was like, wait, we've had a villain that's been like this before. And he didn't come out and admit it right away, it wasn't until the very end, but, you know, at the end of Final Fantasy IX, Kuja comes out and literally says he wants to destroy the world because he wants to die and take everyone with him, because he feels that life's pointless. So I was like, oh shit, he's got something in common with Amon now. Amon. Fan Daniel. And then, you know, you stop him at the last minute, but he finishes the fight using Ultima. And Necron appears out of nowhere after that, and he's just like, my theory has been proven. All life wants to die, or something like that, so I'm just gonna... Now that it's finally been proven without a doubt that all life just seeks to die as fast as possible, I'm just gonna destroy everything. Like Kuja wanted, basically. At that point, like, Kuja backs out and helps you defeat Necron from behind the scenes. Well, actually, I think it's implied that he just helps get you out of there when Necron's about to blow up after you defeat him, right? The final, boss fight. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Necron basically just sat there for, like, ages, theorizing that life just wants to die, so he waited for definitive proof, and he saw it in Kuja and what he tried to do. And was like, alright, I'm gonna obliterate the whole fucking planet then. Welcome back, I trust you finished your heroics? Shall we set forth for tappers then? So they say different dialogue if you put them in your party like this. And then, or you know, they accompany you. And then you fuck off and do something else and part ways with them or something. Oh yeah, let me see, what did they say if you... Of course, I understand you must have many duties to attend to. Well, the supplies won't perish anytime soon, so when you finish with your business you can find me at Camp Broken Glass. And then she's like, oh, okay, cool. So they have a little dialogue. If you part ways with them or something. That's cool. Dun 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 dun. Whoa. Discuss the Magna Glacies. Or Glacies, I forgot how they pronounce it. It'll be some time yet before we've mapped the entirety of this vast expanse. It stretches north as far as the eye can see, unhospitable to even the hardiest of explorers. It's a wonder that the Garleans survived at all, let alone went on to form the Empire. Seeing the Magna Glacies with my own eyes, however, I've gained some understanding of their disposition. Yes. I have to keep in mind, to understand is not to condone. They're two separate things. That said, understanding always tends to help when it comes to resolving conflicts. Like, literally 100% of the time. Discuss the cerulean bergs. Icebergs? This is only hearsay, but I've been told those masses are formed when cerulean bursts forth from the earth and comes into contact with the surrounding water, freezing instantly and capturing that moment of violence forevermore. Objection. Sorry, the hearsay part gave me some flashbacks. So, okay, those blue glowing things, okay. The water mixed in it prevents the cerulean from being set aflame, so we can't use it as fuel without refinement. Excuse me. The amount of cerulean you get after all that work is barely worth the trouble. Pure cerulean is wrested straight from the earth. That's what those rigs you see off in the distance are doing, or so I've heard. Yeah, it's like giant. It literally looks like a giant oil rig, the type you see out in the middle of the ocean. That's exactly what that looks like, yeah. That gives me some flashbacks to the big-ass oil spills that have happened in the past decade from those things blowing up and shit. Ah, shit, we're gonna have to scrap. Asshole. Alright, we're here. Here we are, safe and sound. Sure. I couldn't have done it without you, friend. Now all that's left is to deliver the goods. Let's enter those caves and get some shelter from these freezing winds, eh? Yeah. Have to zigzag our way up. Derek! That trek couldn't have been an easy one, what with the monsters and the cold and everything else besides. It ain't worth much, but you have my thanks. Yeah. Well, the goods have been safely delivered, but I'm afraid I have one more task to beg of you. Of course, I'd do it myself if I could, but I'm afraid this calls for someone with skills that I lack. You're not obligated to help me again, but seeing as how you're already here, maybe you won't mind hearing me out. Alright, what's up? Armored up. So you found it within your heart to help an old friend once again, eh? Rest assured, I won't soon forget your generosity. Now on to the matter at hand. The people here have told me about the Magitech weaponry stalking the frozen tundra. With no pilots to guide them, they unleash their fury upon whosoever is unfortunate enough to cross their path. Several of the refugees attempted to combat the threat using a few abandoned suits of Magitech armor, but they were soon overwhelmed. Not often you see Magitech turn on Magitech, but not much surprises me these days. Luckily, no one was killed during that incident, but the mindless machines are still out there, primed and ready for their next target. That's where you come in. The stories say you're a demon in Magitech armor. I think most people will say even out of it. And I reckon you've reduced those things into piles of scrap before I even felt the chill in my fingertips. Like I said before, I'd do it myself, but seeing as how I've never even ridden in a suit of armor, I'd just be buying myself a ticket to an early grave. Rest assured, however, that I'll do my best to learn from your example. Anyway, there's a suit waiting for us outside. I'll go ahead and ready it for you. Don't leave me waiting out in the cold for too long. Of course not, my lady. My good sir? Excuse me? Oh shit! Get him, dude! Kick some ass! Alright, help them out a little. This is it. Well, she's as ready as she'll ever be. I don't think I need to tell you this, but make sure not to bring those things near the cave. I'll stand watch from here to make sure all goes to plan. Stay safe out there, friends. I know exactly what MSQ that person was doing just now. What's over here? Little trees. Buried in the snow. Armored up. Here and here. Okay. Oh shit. See if I can line them up now. Not they're moving. There we go. Much better. No auto attack on this thing. God, I love the battle music so much. Okay, thing can't fly. Well, I don't even have all the ether currents, so I wouldn't be able to anyway, but yeah. I'm bopping through it. There we go. Did that not hit them? Oh. Must be a very thin range. Oh. There we go. I suppose I can get off this thing now. This is much faster. Well, you know, that objective's right there. I might as well do that. What was this? Ooh! That's part of this quest, I'm guessing. What's up, dude? This here is the Almasty's land, and considering how prolific the things are, we shouldn't have to wait long before one comes lumbering by. Ah, but I forgot myself. Before we go hunting, here, specialty spirits. Not for you, of course. For them, the Almastys. Drown them in this stuff and there'll be 3 sheets to the wind before you know it. It's so easy a quarry to catch than a drunk fool, am I right? Also, once you've felled one, don't forget to collect a bloody chunk from it. Nice, we're gonna get them wasted first. Anyway. I mean, that's what somebody who's drunk would probably sound like, so... You can't deny that a drunk quarry is much easier to catch than one with its wits about it. That's a lesson I've learned many times over in the taverns I frequent. Of course he would say that. Alright, let's do this. Get over here. Probably use the thing gear at this point. I can't help it, I get into the flow of it and then I don't do it. Oops, I wasn't even supposed to use that yet. Whatever. Alright, let's do it. Specialty spirits. Exceptionally strong spirits of which many Garleans have partaken. Guaranteed to put hair on one's chest. If it doesn't knock one out cold first. Ha! There we go. Now he's cannon fodder. You're finished. Oh? Have you the bloody chunk I requested? I should hope you kept it in a bottle, for I would rather not have gore dripping all over the both of us. Yeah, I got it right here. God, those things sound nasty. A chunk of honesty practically dripping with the creature's blood. There you go. Yeah, those overgrown roses. They sound disgusting. Good work! I must say, you've quite the mettle to face such beasts without so much as batting an eyelid. But it was silly of me to expect aught else from the selfsame man who set foot into Turkium, knowing full well it was a trap. You must be wondering why the blood. Well, the Amnesties are clever creatures. They won't willingly wander into dangerous lands, especially ones that smell of death. Though sprinkling a copious amount of their fellows' gore about the encampment ought to ensure they give us a wide berth. Huh. I like that, yeah. Simple, but genius. Let's head back to Camp Broken Glass. There you can tell the soldier who sent you to me that he was right to put you on the job. I am curious to know how the creature in question would be able to distinguish between the smell of blood and, well, obviously gore, of its own kind from that of, like, other animals. Because if it's carnivorous, wouldn't the smell actually attract it? It's like, oh, fresh meat to eat over here, you know? I suppose once it starts to rot, then it wouldn't, even if it was carnivorous. I don't know. So what's over here? Bucket's on the other side. Should have crossed over when I was on that side. Dun, dun, dun. Yo, let's siphon gas out of these cars. Well, well, well. Eorz's very own hero himself is to be our pilot? Then again, accomplished aviators such as yourself are thin on the ground these days. I suppose they have to turn to you. I've heard some fascinating stories about you, you know. Is it true you rode an ancient Alagon war machina into battle against the 7th Legion? Seemed far-fetched, but now that I've gotten a good look at you, I can see there may be some truth to the tale. Yeah, I did do that, actually. But let us turn to the business at hand. The Ilsabard contingent has requested that we ascertain the level of damage the city has sustained, and the only real way to get a proper handle on the situation is from above. However, there are still hosts of autonomous machines lurking the streets. They won't hesitate to shoot down and identify... That's a weird Freudian slip. Why did my brain go there? Hesitate to shoot down an unidentified craft, which is where the First Legion's Magitech comes in. So long as we remain inside this armor, we needn't fear attack from the ground. When your loins are sufficiently girded for your trip among the clouds, just say the word. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Not to scare you off, as this mission is of great importance to us, but I hope you have some idea of what you're about to embark on. You will be wheeling through the sky in what is essentially a metal bucket. If that hasn't unnerved you, I'm ready when you are. Yeah, I'm ready. And let us be on our way. Hey, this is cool. Yeah, I've done this before. These ones actually play. It's on autopilot. That's why I was just like, oh, this is cool. I finally see this place from above. Jesus Christ. This place is a wreck. We shall start our survey from the north. A word of warning, though. From above, the extent of the damage will seem much greater than what you expected. It may come as something of a shock. Yeah, you're a little late on that. I already went, Jesus Christ. This looks bad. See that overpass there? Looks like it might collapse at any moment. A single chocobo feather could use it to crumble to dust, I reckon. We shall cordon it off and ensure that none of ours attempts to enter the area. A single chocobo feather could see it crumble to dust. Yep, post-apocalyptic as hell. Wait, isn't this where Fandaniel and Xenos were standing that one time? This is Palatium Novum, though it is in a sorry state now. Its towers were once symbols of our empire, symbols of the progress we— holy shit, slow down! We could achieve through the application of our sciences. I am inclined to enter the structure proper to examine the extent of the devastation from within. Sadly, we are still too few in number for such an undertaking, and we'll have to wait. Such devastation was definitely not our intention. Look there! This looks largely intact, which is little wonder. The building, which dates back to the era of the Republic, is said to be constructed from materials meant to ward against— Jesus Christ. Was it ward against all manner of offensive magics? Clearly not all of our buildings were erected with such a design philosophy. We had foolishly assumed that the war machina defending us would make up for less than ideal structural integrity. You can see what cutting corners cost us. With that, I would say we hit all the key areas of the city for the most part. Return to Camp Broken Glass, shall we? Oh, sweet, we get a free ride all the way back! Neat! Thank you for joining me in the skies today, Leon. Not a problem, it was fun. I confess, I have been on my guard around you, Eorzean lot. It has been beaten into my skull that you are, and always will be, my enemy. Spending time with you today, however, has made me realize that you truly are here to help us, not harm us. Well, thanks. To be honest, your contingent support has been a bright spot in this gloom. It is easy to fall prey to helplessness, but we have a responsibility to fight on, do we not? We are all of us living on this star, and who else can see it brought back from the brink of ruin? Excuse me. Yeah. All of us living on this star. To paraphrase that quote from the end of, well, it was actually by Bayard Rustin, but we are all one, and if we don't realize it, we're gonna find out the hard way. This is the hard way. That was basically paraphrasing and modifying slightly a quote from a civil rights activist from way back in the day called Bayard Rustin. Many of us have lost families, friends, loved ones. Grief hangs heavy on the Empire. We need time to lick our wounds, but that does not mean we are without the fire of determination. We wish to see our home restored to its former glory. That is part of the reason why I decided to undertake this task, actually. I wanted to better understand not only the road ahead for the Empire, but to see for myself the stuff you Eorzeans are made of. Enough sentimentality, though. There's still much to be done here, and this armor won't repair itself. Would you mind reporting back to the reconnaissance officer who assigned you to this task and tell him of our findings? That was a fun little tour. Yeah, the ruins looked way worse from up high. They weren't lying about that. That was just crazy. I'll remain here and see to this machina's maintenance. We cannot have it rusting on us now, can we? Right. Alright. Easier and faster to go back. I was like, please don't see me. The hunter has delivered word to me already of his plans to deal with our Yeti troubles. How clever a stratagem he's hit upon. Only the method weren't quite so macabre, shall we say? Almost surreal to consider that our whilom foes now aid us in our survival. They've introduced a lot of new vocabulary words in this expansion than what I've seen previously in this game. Whilom, huh? Today has proven to me that we really can bridge the divide that once separated us from them. And all it takes is for us simply to reach out and offer a hand in friendship. Yeah, imagine that. Again, the Bayard Rustin quote comes to mind. We're all one. If we don't realize it sooner or later, we'll find out the hard way. I should like very much for this newfound partnership to continue. Yeah. It's too bad when one side or the other just isn't willing to either accept a hand in friendship or be the one to, you know, extend it, and would rather, you know, fight out of fear, bigotry, hatred, or whatever other reasons. Let's face it, most of the time wars are started for economic and empirical expansion, basically. You've flown through the skies above Garlemald and lived to tell the tale. Yeah. I was the Imperial pilot. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to look down on such wreckage and know that it was once your home. But I'm sure your presence was a comfort to him. It will take a great deal of hard work and elbow grease to see this city restored, but I've all the faith in the world that we can see it done. I only hope that our efforts here can bring about an alliance between our realms. I was double checking there were not any more side quests or anything before I left. Check something. There you are, safe and sound. See, I knew you'd make quick work of those heaps of metal. Doubtless they were used to deadly effect when the Garleans waged war amongst themselves. In order to ensure they fired upon their own countrymen, they were made to destroy anything that came within their sights. The fact that they're causing trouble this far out is distressing indeed. I must warn my superiors upon my return. Before that, however, there is yet one more task I would ask of you. I fear I might be imposing over much, but you have my word that this is the last one. It's always hard to time that one, so that it just comes out with a you. A dream of home. One final task, and I won't bother you any longer. You needn't fight anything, at least not if you don't want to. No, this time I mean to make use of your more diplomatic faculties. Oh, really? One of my duties here is to find out whether the refugees wish to return home or not. Naturally, each will have their own decision and their own reasons, but getting a general feel for things will help us determine the best way to help in the days ahead. I'll gather what information I can from the people in the caves. You only have to speak with one man, but it may take a bit of work to find him. I've been told he ventured off toward the wreckage of the Imperial train. Now, we could wait for him to return, but I'm running behind as it is. If you could do this, you'd be helping not only me, but all those who have been left without a home. Okay. Oh, it's not often I encounter someone else out here. If you've come here for cerulean, then I'm afraid this area has already been picked clean. I'm here to ask if you want to return to your homeland. Jarek has already asked me as much, but I suppose you must be thorough. Could you give me a moment? I would first like to offer a prayer to the departed. This wreckage was left in the wake of one particularly fierce battle. A dear friend of mine journeyed here to search it for abandoned supplies, but a sudden explosion cut his life short. Oh man. Although I had meant to offer him a lone prayer, why don't you join me? Excuse me. He always was one to enjoy the company of others, even though he scarcely knew. I placed these stones to mark the spot of his passing. Pray to his memory, if you will. Sure. Approach the memorial and pray. He was a brave man and well loved. The moment of silence thing actually doesn't count. It's a separate one. I get them confused sometimes, but yeah, it's actually... Am I have on period? No, I don't. I have these on my hotbar. Why the hell do I have them here? There you are. You prayed before the cairn. Thank you. Whatever sustenance prayers provide to those who have passed, I am sure my friend is grateful for it. As for your previous question, well, I am Alamigan by birth, and was taken from my home and family by the Empire and made to serve in their interminable wars. After 10 years, my hands were so stained with blood I no longer recognized them as my own. Days, weeks, years blended into one another until finally I was released from service. For the first time in a long while, I thought for myself. Did my wife and child still live? Would they allow one so steeped in sin back into their home? Even now, I cannot bring myself to consider the answers to those questions. So in short, I cannot say. Please leave me with my thoughts. I won't be far behind, I promise. Bad objective is closer. Glad I can teleport back, you know, over here at least, when I have to come back. Also, I'll get stuck on something. I better not. I was gonna leave this on autopilot and run out of the room real quick to do something, but I'm gonna get stuck on a rock and then killed by something, so I'm not gonna do that. Where are we going, right? Yeah, that little hole. I think I lined it up well enough. If it wasn't for that fucking... yeah. That little thing that I could get stuck on, that would have been fine right there. Could have lined it up and been fine. Oh well. This is what I'm talking about. If that hadn't been there, I could have lined it up like this a long time ago and gotten a head start. Whew. Alright. BRB in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Whew. Yo! There you are! And even sooner than I had anticipated. What did the man say? Well... I see. That's a tragic story, but sadly not an uncommon one. It seems that for some, the question of where home lies has no easy answer. Yeah. In any case, we've done all that we can at present. Let's return to the camp and report our findings to the contingent, eh? I've gone to the trouble of submitting my report already, so you needn't worry about that. And as I promised, that brings an end to my endless requests. Truth be told, my motivations for being here aren't entirely out of a sense of out of duty. My father was conscripted into the Garlean forces long ago, so when I heard that refugees had been found here, I had to meet them for myself. I volunteered for this duty, but unfortunately none of the refugees stirred my memories of him. Still, I won't give up the search. No matter what misdeeds he was forced to commit, all I want is to see him again. To share a meal under the same roof. Some, like Jarek, seem resigned to accept this place as their home. But there are others, like my father, who have people waiting for them, searching for them. If I can see even one family reunited, then all of this will have been worth it. Although the road ahead is a long one, it's time I stopped forcing you to walk it with me. Thanks for all you've done, friend. Please take this. You've earned it 1,000 times over. I'm just doing what I can for everybody. I'm just trying to do my part. Not gonna let my status as a, you know, some renowned hero or something make me feel like I'm above doing even small tasks like this for people. Even the little things count, guys. Even the little things count. That's why I don't pass up side quests. And aside from crafting and gathering, because I hate that shit, I've pretty much done all the yellow markers just like this, and read every line for all previous expansions. Mapping the Rome Garland mold. Oh, sweet. First one I fully mapped out. Well, this is a bother. The Magitech I have my eye on doesn't seem to be quite as accessible as I hoped. There's just so much accursed wreckage in the way, we won't be able to drag the thing out. I see it. A pickle indeed. Hate to ask, but have you any brilliant ideas up that sleeve of yours? Stuff. You've some explosives on you? That will do the trick, certainly. Alas, I'm not all skilled in Eorzean technologies. Excuse me, I'm not at all skilled. And again. Which means there's a distinct possibility I'll blow my hands clean off if I try to tinker with such a device. Perhaps I could leave the blasting of objects to you? Yeah. I'll take care of the Magitech once you've dealt with the debris. After all, I'm sure you're a deal more handy with those explosives than I ever could be. Here. Yeah. Shit, that scared the crap out of me. So much for proving myself more, competent, right? Ah, you've made us a path. Very good, very good. Now my Machina can finally get its day in the sun. The poor boy was originally meant to be used against the Third Legion to rain death and destruction upon them. But I lied to my superior officer, told him this Machina was too far beyond repair to repurpose for any practical military use. Now it gets a second, far more peaceful chance at life. And I am spared the grief of knowing I had a hand in spilling my countrymen's blood. When I was told to what ends it would be used, I couldn't believe my ears. This was not the Empire I knew, the Empire I believed in. I had been taught that our country's cornerstone was peace, one founded upon the ways of science and machine. How can we make such a claim when internecine strife lays waste to our lands, kills our people? You may be Eorzean, but I see that your heart is true. So I know that you will answer me honestly when I ask. Do you find the Empire cruel and barbarous? Well, that's true. Those you've invaded no doubt do. But this is also true, to a certain extent. That's a good question. I like it. The obvious easy cop-out answer is that one. Yeah, I think I'll go with this one. Fuck it. All that separates our two sides is creed. That's pretty much it. You're kind to say so. Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna try to act all high and mighty and pretend that, you know, we're in a better. Again, why did Garlemald do what they did? Why did they start doing what they did? Because everyone else fucking picked on them and bullied them into a corner. And while once cornered, well, what other choice was there but to fight? And they happened to find the right technology and ingenuity to do so, and then came back with a vengeance. It's the victors who write history, and I fear that Garlemald will be penned with no kind hand. We've seen to that ourselves. Even so, I still wholeheartedly believe in our founding principle, unification under the banner of peace. I can get behind that. Which is why I plan to put this war machine to better use, like rebuilding our city for one. His days on the battlefield will be behind him once my tools have done their work. Thank you for allowing me this chance to talk so frankly. And for all of the pyrotechnics and whatnot, of course. Well then, shall we be heading back? I'm sure your comrade Ilieth is in want of a report about now. Yeah. That's cute. I wonder if it's wise to follow this. Probably not. Probably get back on that road right there. There we go. Damn it! There. Your mother wears combat boots. Got him. The architecture here certainly makes an impression. This is actually my first time to venture this far, you know. Alright. Well, will nod and I will search the interior while you look around outside. He may yet be waiting for the right moment, in which case he'd seek shelter from the cold. Vipsania said Fontanus has very distinctive long white hair. Keep your wits about you. Who knows what magic foes lie in wait. Named Palladium. This is one of the little, like, mini castrums or whatever. Little base. There's Prompta with his busta base nonsense. Fontanus does not seem to be here. Try exploring elsewhere. Ah! You hear someone scream in the distance. Head in the direction of the noise to see if you can locate its source. Not so far. All the way back the way I came, basically. I don't think there's any way out except back the way I came. Fontanus! Oh man, I got you. Searching Avenger. The fuck? In the name of the Holy Spirit, bitch. I had to. You saved me. But why? Is everything alright? Yeah, I think I found our guy. Frontinus, yes? We've been looking for you. Must be my lucky day. The way things were going, if the drones hadn't finished me off, starvation surely would have. So much for my brilliant plan. After I barely escaped with my life, I holed up within the perimeter walls. When my supplies ran out, I decided to take one last crack at it. And look where that got me. Save your strength. We'll get you out of here. Wait. You're not one of us. Correct. My comrades and I have come to Garlemald to lend what help we can. We've made camp in Laterum, and your family is there waiting for you. They're alive? Thank the heavens! We'll take care of Frontinus. Hurry back to camp and give his loved ones the good news. Please, tell my wife and son I'm sorry. Poor sod really is on his last legs. We better get him something to eat, post-haste. Leave this to us. We mustn't keep Vitsania and Volosus in suspense any longer. He's like, I'm leaving, bitch, I'm hungry. There you are, Leon. I've already received word from our friend the engineer. He was rather fulsome in his praise of you, I must say. You are a credit to the cause. There was a lightness about him, one I hadn't seen when first he spoke to me. It was as if a weight had been fallen off clean off his shoulders. Excuse me. As a member of the Imperial Army, he is no doubt conflicted about this state of affairs. Perhaps speaking with you helped him gain a bit of perspective on the whole thing. Who knows? At any rate, allow me to thank you for your work today. We couldn't have done it without you. No problem, buddy. You're back! So, did you find my dad? We found them, barely alive, but alive. Dad! Wide people happy moment. Frontinus. It's wonderful to have you back, Chief. It's wonderful to be back, believe me. I'd helped to put a stop to those rampaging drones by cutting off their supply of ceruleum. Only I bit off more than I could chew. You did your best, Chief, and that's all anyone could ask. Damn, I like both answers. Shit. You're a brave man, Frontinus. Reckless, but brave. I wouldn't be standing here now if you hadn't saved my bacon. Words can't express my gratitude for all you've done for me and my family. Dude, I haven't heard that phrase in so fucking long. There was one other thing. We had to jury-rig the platform to get it working again, so since you took the key. I know you must be angry, but... Angry? Far from it. You were only trying to help the townsfolk return to a normal way of life. At any rate, I lost the identification key when I was set upon by the drones. Well, they won't be around for much longer if the contingent's got anything to do with it. You're gonna love this camp, too. It's full of gifted engineers. I'm sure there'll be all kinds of projects for you to busy yourself with once you're feeling better. And despite everything that's befallen Garlemald, our platform is set to play a starring role in the reconstruction efforts. Indeed. But more than that, I'm delighted to be with my family. I miss you two dearly. As did we. Now that we're together again, everything will be alright. I know it will. Thanks to our newfound friends, we've been given another chance at happiness. Who is your daddy, and what does he do? In from the cold. A rare, clear skies day. That is pretty rare. It's like fucking Ishgard over here. Mostly always snowy weather. Hey Lucia, what's up? I assume you're curious about how matters have progressed here in your absence. Quite well, as it happens. So the side quests were canon. There was a time, what's it called? A time lapse. Now that we've procured ceruleum from Tapper's Den, the recently repaired heaters can provide much needed warmth. Obviously not, she was talking about the fact that we went all the way over there to Tertium. The recently repaired heaters can... Okay, yeah. Furthermore, we've prepared sufficient food for everyone. Those from Tertium shall find a hot meal waiting upon their arrival. There's one for you, so go ahead and get some well-earned rest. I believe that we're capable of wielding a ladle or two without your assistance. On your way, might I ask you to seek out Yustola? She was but recently attending to the wounded, but she's meant to be taking a rest herself. See that she is. Were it not for you, Alfino and Alize, the people of Tertium may well have perished. Though they may not realize it yet, they owe you their lives. Again, just doing my part. Doing what little I can. Yes, I've been taking proper breaks and imbibing sufficient water. Ha! Lucia wants to put a hydration bot on her. But what of the Warrior of Light? You and the twins have an established history of reckless disregard for your own well-being. We're all fortunate that none of you landed yourselves in my care. I've already quite enough to deal with, between the tempered and the first wounded. Excuse me. Alas, though I can mend their bodies, the toll their experiences have taken on their hearts and minds is another matter altogether. For their sakes, we mustn't waver, but nor must we rush ahead in eagerness to see the day won, and in so doing invite disaster. Upon settling down for supper, several cutscenes will play in sequence? Well, I got nothing but time, friend. Let's go. The sad music. The white people sad music. Using the right scenes, this song is a tearjerker for me, I gotta say. I'm already choking up. Just seeing everybody like this.
Is that all of them?
Oh shit.
The last of those who agreed to join us, yes.
We left heaters and provisions for those who wish to stay behind. They won't last forever, but hopefully they'll last long enough.
For now, I think everyone's earned a rest. We'll see to those in need of medical attention, so take the others with you and get yourselves some hot soup.
Warmth. At last.
Marvelous, isn't it? All thanks to the resourceful machinists of Ishgard, I might add. On their behalf, I bid you warm yourself to your heart's content.
Hold on. Your people might have scribbled a few things on a piece of parchment, but it was our Leminson Smiths that put the bloody things together.
Well, be that as it may, we single-handedly got the interior heating up and running again, didn't we?
The hells you did! We were there every step of the way.
We? You barely raised a finger to help, you ale-sodden reprobate.
You suck! I did a damn sight more than you lily-livered bilge rat.
You bastard! Take that back!
Mate.
I will not stoop to your level.
Here. At ease, man. There's nothing funny in it. I'm from Alamigo, but was a conscript until recently. Used to eat this with the officers.
Apparently, it's adapted from a steppe recipe. This is my first time trying it, and I have to say, it's not half bad.
It's a bit too flavorful for my liking.
Perhaps compared to what you're used to.
It's the little things that make life worth living, don't you think?
Yeah, he's right about that.
I know this is not a dream, and yet... I felt the same way at the Dragon Song War's end. Every morning I would step outside and need to be reminded that it wasn't my imagination, that my world had been forever changed. And just as I had grown accustomed to the idea, again you change my world in ways I never thought possible. Were it not for you and your fellow scions, the rifts between man and dragon and myriad tribes might never have been bridged. The Grand Company of Eorzea, the Ilsabard contingent. We owe it all to you. We've shed many tears in recent days, of pain and sorrow, triumph and joy. I much prefer the latter.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say me too, but we often don't have the luxury of choice. Unfortunately.
Indeed. We can but do our utmost to unite these disparate peoples and lead them to victory.
It is a remarkable achievement. Everything that I and the Populares had hoped for, and more.
Would that it had come sooner.
Indeed. Too many are not here to see it. And yet, there is a warmth in my breast, as if they still share in this moment.
Yes, I know what you mean. On a night like tonight, the wind and cold seem to pass me by.
The flower again. Oh no.
On behalf of the Guardian Empire, thank you for inviting me today.
Do the Garleans that we rescued have talismans, or are they... Oh no.
What? Emperor Varus?
They are being tempered. The talismans! Quickly!
Fuck, they didn't have time to give them one?
Save me, brave hero! You bastard! My lord has requested your presence, and I would hate to disappoint him.
I just got fucking kidnapped!
The experiment was a success, but I fear our time is short. I shall begin the preparations.
Now, it is time for you to awaken.
Oh, well, it's like I'm with Emmerich again at the end of Heavensward.
Good morrow to you. Here, have a taste before it gets cold. Oh, but be sure to remove your helmet. Take a moment, too, to familiarize yourself with that borrowed flesh.
What the hell did he do to me?
So, how does it feel? I, for one, find those first moments within a new body to be most refreshing. We had a Magitech engineer by the name of Aulus to thank for this method of soul extraction and implantation. I believe the two of you met briefly in Alamigo.
Yes, I remember that psychopathic engineer.
His was a rather sticky end, wasn't it? Thankfully, he was thoughtful enough to leave behind his mind-jack technology. I took the liberty of making some improvements and selecting you as my esteemed test subject.
I'll be sassy, why not? This is such a pain in the ass.
Come now. To us Asians, it is no different from trying on new clothes. Why not make the most of it by partaking in this fine cuisine? I must say, I have gone to great lengths to reunite you with my lord. When I discovered that his friend was in this neck of the woods, I suggested inviting you over for dinner. He never deigned to respond, but I took his silence as a resounding yes. Oh my! Daddy is pleased his grumpy little boy has finally found his playmate.
Oh my god, what did they do to Varus?
Ah, exposition is in order. The Garlean Empire has long outlawed all forms of religion. No gods to worship, no risk of summoning. Brilliantly simple. But people being people must turn to something or someone in their hour of need. Who then?
Their emperor, of course, yes, Varus.
Why, His Radiance the Emperor, of course. As you have observed firsthand, Garlemald has seen better days. The legendary Solus Zos Galvus, dead. Provinces near and far in open rebellion. Our bold new emperor assassinated. And that last one even sparked a civil war. What rotten luck. The people cried out for salvation. Their earnest pleas, one might even call them prayers, a supplication united for the Empire to reclaim her former glory. And so their will did manifest, channeled through the corpse of none other than Emperor Varus himself. And lo, the Savior was born, the embodiment of the Garlean spirit, their anima.
Really cool. That's how they adapted anima from FF10 into this. Neat.
It calls to its subjects, compelling them to take up arms and fight. And just as the wealth and power gravitate towards the Empire's capital, so too does ether from every corner of the globe. The towers with which you and your allies have been so preoccupied were created as an extension of anima itself. An ingenious design.
That explains why they look so disgusting, especially on the inside.
Would you not agree, my lord?
Does the pursuit of prey you have bested before excite you? Of course not. Absent the challenge, the thrill, your prize is a hollow victory. Butchery. Perhaps you think that to be the extent of my promise. I have no doubt fallen in your estimation since Alamigo. Fair enough. But do not let your disdain deprive us, of an opportunity to craft an even more majestic moment of euphoria. I have been honing my craft as I set the stage for our reunion. Wheresoever there is suffering and despair, you appear to fulfill your duty as defender of this star. The chaos and destruction that my hordes have wrought are my gifts to you alone.
So I can have some kind of purpose? Wants to toughen me up, like fattening up a pig before eating it or something?
At a loss for words? No matter. As you will learn, I have only just begun.
Oh, will you not finish your meal?
There is only one thing that can sate my hunger, and it would seem my friend has lost his appetite. I hoped this display of civility might prove an entertaining diversion, but clearly we are above such pretensions. While my lifeless body was in the possession of the Ascian, I too claimed another's as my own. It was an enlightening experience to fight in an unfamiliar form. Flaws and failings in my technique were plain to see.
I remember that. What happened to that guy?
Whence rises one's true strength? The flesh? The soul? Perhaps you should like to discover the answer for yourself.
You gonna put me to the same thing? Fighting in someone else's body?
Or together.
He just took my fucking body, didn't he? Oh my god, it's Dragon Ball Z all over again! Fuck you, Ginyu!
You bastard! Oh dear! Whatever would happen if my lord were to greet your friends as you? I shudder to imagine what carnage he would wreak.
This is getting worse every second.
We'd better hurry if we want to avert the bloodbath. You can thank me later for my generosity.
I thought he was just gonna scrap with me, but he's got much more diabolical plans. Oh my god, dude. He's gonna fuck up my friends!
Ah, there it is. Your camp, I believe. If I were to hazard a guess, I would say that you, the other you, is making his way there as we speak.
Kinda cool that I left the sunglasses on. I think it fits what Xenos is doing with my body right now.
Alas, this you will have to walk from here. Or run, if you can manage it. My lord would be cross if I made it too easy. Such ingratitude. I'd not squander this fighting chance. After all, you've obstacles enough to overcome. Right on cue. Tempered soldiers, withstanding orders to kill those not sworn to anima. Under normal circumstances, you would make short work of them. But on this occasion, the odds are not so heavily stacked in your favor.
You'll fight as unknown Imperial. I got 25 minutes. Come along, he says. God damn it, I just turned this off too. Time to familiarize yourself with that new body. Might I suggest a little fight to the death? You son of a bitch.
Not bad at all, given your diminished capacity. Nevertheless, it would perhaps be prudent to keep to the shadows.
No shit.
Scurrying about like a rodent.
The Tempered Imperial has breathed his last. Inspected. The unfortunate soldier was carrying a medical kit. You may use medical kits to restore depleted HP. Only carry a limited number. Right. Inspecting. Okay. Anything else? Silent prayer for the deceased. Were you in possession of your own body, you may have had the capacity to subdue rather than slay this tempered soldier. In this battle, you're unable to use the full extent of your powers. To reach Camp Broken Glass quickly, you should avoid combat whenever possible. If you're discovered, your foes will give chase. The Magitech units are especially powerful, and your chances of defeating them in your current state are slim at best. No shit. Another stealth mission, this time with a really tight time limit. Because we're very far away. They're moving. Of course he happens to move in the same direction I'm going. That'll help. I don't think I can go through there. Oh, I can. Fuck! Of course he saw me. I think I'm about to fight this one. He's gonna see me. I'm running out of time. I'll have to fight this one. That leads back the way I came. I don't think I can go the other way. There's no harm in trying, let me see. No, because those guys are all in the way. Yeah, alright. So I'm being funneled to the east, I better keep at it then. I don't see a way through, god damn it. Can't see anything with the camera this far zoomed in. I'd rather only have to deal with one. Come on, jackass. Alright, I better... Wait, how do I drop this? Okay. I'm gonna have to make another trip back here anyway. I might as well kill this guy. Barely got it in. Who the hell talked to me? He's not been turned? Thank goodness. I thought it was the only one left. Oh, the bastards got my hand with when they took down my Magitech creeper. If you can repair its leg, though, it should still work. Here, take this key. If I had these in my hand, I might have stood a chance out there. Please send help if you can. Oh, I see. I gotta clear that way. That did it. God damn it! Followed suit too close. Alright, come on. You there, please help us! I got you, homie. We'll make it out of this together. It's the only way. I wasn't gonna fall for that twice. What was I felt? That voice! They found us! Get ready! Oh my god. I'm out of medical kits. Oh no. I'm gonna fucking die. I got no more medical kits left. I'm gonna die. It's gonna explode! Get behind the armor! Jesus Christ! Unable to escape the blast, you begin to lose consciousness. You don't fucking say. That's... I don't know what the hell it thought I was trying to do. You crawled to safety and regained consciousness. With the last of your strength, crawl to Camp Broken Glass. I was destined to fail.
It is a miracle we were able to restrain the Tempered without suffering casualties.
A welcome one. Arun, Senna and the others have their hands full as it is. Thankfully, there are enough scales for everyone.
And what of Eulus? His symptoms were particularly severe.
They were, but others fared still worse, including some brought back from the Magna Glacius. As those in most desperate need take priority, it may be a while before he receives treatment. But rest assured that he will. In the meantime, we must find our missing friend. May the Fury guide you.
Of all the bloody times for a disappearing act.
Right when the first wave struck, we'd be fools to think it a coincidence. But where even to begin the search? No one saw him leave in the chaos, and we've no trail to follow.
While I know full well he can handle himself, I worry all the same.
Ah, speak of the devil.
Oh, no.
Well, time to call off the search.
Case closed.
That's him. Over there.
Still, please.
Aye, 'twould appear so. Thou art struggling to perceive his presence?
I am. Perhaps, in the aftermath of the wave, there is some residual effect interfering with my faculties. But...
Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
Now. All's well that ends well. Are you all right?
Are you all right?
Who are you?
Oh my god! Seriously made it all the way back here? Get away from them, you bastard!
Sadly, that is all we have time for today. The effect has run its course, and back to your own bodies you must go. But where are my manners? We have all traveled so very far, and I have yet to pay my respects. Though in my defense, I was ill-prepared to receive so many uninvited guests. As such, preliminary entertainments were in order. A handful of tempered soldiers to hamper your progress. Refugees to command your attention while I siphon the ceruleum from the shadows. Particularly effective, that. Charitable souls that you are, you bent over backwards to aid them, heedless of the delay, predictable to a fault. And so my plan approaches completion unhindered. Anima will soon have absorbed the requisite amount of ether, and then shall come the spectacle to end all spectacles. The eldest and most powerful of primals will awaken, and all shall bear witness to the final days!
The gods themselves will be my meal. Your dear companions my dessert. Upon this world I'll feast, and death shall follow in my wake. All your hate, all your rage, you will render unto me.
For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, weal enmeshed with woe. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation.
Thank goodness. He's awake.
everyone alright?
Perfectly fine, yes. I hope the same can be said of you.
A little shaky, honestly.
Everything in working order?
Not really.
That's a relief. Oh, and before I forget, thanks for coming to our rescue.
Given recent events, I would be surprised if you weren't feeling a bit poorly. A hearty meal and a long rest would be my recommendation under normal circumstances, but these are anything but. If Van Daniel's boasts are to be believed, we must act quickly. Once you've blown away the cobwebs, we can discuss preparations for our assault on the Tower of Babel.
God, I need a moment. I gotta turn on the light. Alright, that was too much adrenaline all at once. The quest battle was... I was shaking at the end of it, and then during the scene. It still hasn't quite gone away yet, but... I'm coming down now. I never expected something like that to happen. Always, in the back of my mind, I always did wonder why that never went anywhere. Before. The mind jack thing from Alamigo at the end of Stormblood. I do remember thinking that I thought that engineer was going to play a bigger role in the story even after we defeated him. God damn, dude, I'm gonna end up back in the hospital for heart problems again playing this shit. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, I felt my heart pounding and I had so much adrenaline during the end of the quest battle because I really thought I wasn't gonna make it. And then the cutscenes didn't help that followed either. I really thought he was gonna use my body to kill one of my friends. I was so fucking scared. Give me 1 second. Nice voice crack. Okay, I'm okay now. Well, no, I'm not, but... Jesus, I gotta get my shit together. I'm good. I'm good, everything's alright now. For now. I will require a detailed report on what occurred whilst you were not yourself. For the contingent, of course. You can wait until later, however. For now, it's enough that you've returned. The bodies that you were forced to inhabit turned cold and stiff the moment you were returned to your own. Perhaps the soul it belonged to is long gone. Let us pray it is so, for I doubt it would be better off in the care of Xenos or Van Daniel. Oh. I hope he finds peace. Like, soldier's body is, Yeah, I never got to meet the guy, but I'm grateful anyway. His body carried me to my friend's safety at the last minute, so... When they said Unknown Imperial, it just made me think of the song Unknown Soldier by Breaking Benjamin. Such a good song. Now I'm gonna think of this when I hear that song. If it wasn't for that guy and how well built he was, I would not have survived as long as I did. I wouldn't have made it back here alive without him. Thank heavens you're you again. Gave me quite a fright. You're fucking telling me, dude? Whatever that was, let's not do it again, eh? I know, I wouldn't have wanted to be confused for the enemy and then get killed by a Stinian or something. Are you certain that you've recovered? You mustn't push yourself, especially after an experience like that. That said, you know, during the scene I did have a few thoughts in the back of my mind that it was kind of, I know I made a comment about the sunglasses too, because it makes Leon look more sinister, but the overall outfit, I mean, could it have been more perfect? It's just like, he looks like, look at the sword, it matches the outfit and everything, but like, more than anything, the whole black and red scheme just, it gives him a sinister aura, and it really fit with what Xenos did to my body. Holy shit. I couldn't have asked for a better outfit to put together for Endwalker. Jesus. Are you certain that you recovered? You mustn't push yourself, especially after an experience like that. Yeah. Full glad am I to see thee awake and restored to thine own flesh once more. Yeah. Yes. It's still you. My apologies. I realized too late that the ether emanating from the tower was distorting my perception. It was likely a temporary effect, but I remain wary. No apologies necessary, least of all to me. If anything, there's a strange comfort in knowing I'm no longer the only one to have been used as a villain's puppet. Though I pray you'll be the last. Shit! He's right, dude! I have something in common, something more in common with Thancred now. Not only are we both, you know, quite the ladies' men. More him than me, honestly. I just try to think of myself as one, but obviously I'm not. I'm just more like, you know.
You suck!
But still, you know. We're both very much... But now we've also been fucking possessed by... Well, I wasn't exactly possessed by an Asian, but still, close enough, you know what I mean? I guess the most succinct way to put it is we both lost control of our bodies. And we both used to chase after tail like it was going out of style. Anyway. That's putting it barbarically, but I mean, that is how I met my first girlfriend, I gotta say. I wasn't, you know, going to bars and getting drunk and then hitting on chicks in cringy ways or anything. But I did mention this before on stream. It was through a cold approach, so I guess you could say I was kind of still doing the same thing. Just saw someone random walking around in the area, said hi, and it went from there. Wasn't one of those, I met them at some event where we had something in common already from us both being there. Nothing like that. You're certain you're well? Nothing out of place? No missing bits? She was basically just the first girl to give me the time of day when I went up and said hi. Let's leave it at that. That's pretty much how it went. Good, though I won't promise the same for Fandaniel and Xenos after I'm through with them. Alize's pissed. How much must these people suffer before they're satisfied? How many cruel, pointless tricks must they play? Prelude to the final days or no, this ends now. Tell him, Alize. We gotta get payback for this shit. Gateway of the Gods. Final ether current. We can fly after this. Now that you've recovered, Lucia would have a word with you. Are you well enough to make your report? As well as I'm gonna be. I almost fucking died in the body of another soldier after I almost ate dinner with Xenos. Thought this was gonna be voiced. This anima was summoned with the corpse of Emperor Varus? Was their depravity know no bounds? It seems not. More to the point, we can surmise that wave of ether issued not from the Tower of Babel, but from the primal lurking within it. A primal whose cry rang rather more loudly in your ears than ours. If you were taken to the tower itself, then this proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that it is the beating heart of the Telophoroid's machinations. Where's my phone? Yeah. I gotta check something. In which case, we have some highly relevant information. Okay, good. What's up? As many of you know, ever since we dispatched troops to free the Levieurs, we've been developing a plan to infiltrate the tower. Right? According to Thancred and his scouts, the main structure is lousy with tempered and enemy magitech. Furthermore, the road leading to it has collapsed, making it difficult to approach in numbers. Thus, we propose dividing our forces into two parties, one to distract and one to infiltrate. A diversionary force will be comprised of the Ishgardian, Gridanian, and Laminsan delegations. They will begin the construction of bridges to make the Telophoroid believe we are marching upon the tower. Meanwhile, the best suited of our Alamegan, Uldan, and Eastern comrades will use a different method of ingress. Look here. What's up? The facility marked in red is the Enkaladium. I've been there. A vast magitech manufactory. In ruins now, of course. Nothing in too bad of a shape, but yeah. But the freight tunnel connecting it to the erstwhile Imperial Palace remains intact. While the Telophoroid's attention is elsewhere, our infiltration force can use it to enter the tower undetected. Be aware, however, that the underground rail network remains very much operational. The Tempered are using it to bring supplies to the tower even now. If it can carry their material, it can carry us too, providing we sneak aboard unseen. I'm still feeling it, I'm sorry. The Silence will lead the infiltration party. Once inside, you must locate and dispatch Fandaniel and Xenos. I really want to say this right now. I feel violated, seriously. That was part of the emotion I was feeling in that cutscene and that quest battle. I felt violated that my body was taken like that. Let's see. I like the top answer. We will save the people of Garlemald and those who suffer the world over. Even if it's the last thing I do. I, Euless and so many others have lost much to the Telophoroi. We shall ensure they lose no more. How quickly can we enact this plan? Fandaniel made it quite clear that haste is a priority. Of paramount concern, even, assuming he didn't name the tower Babel on a whim. In Amon's time, it meant Gateway of the Gods. Vande used it to refer to a void gate. But in this case, it almost certainly alludes to something altogether greater. The eldest and most powerful of primals. All the more reason to act now. The rest of the contingent is aware of the plan and are ready to move at a moment's notice. You are to proceed north to Forum Pathans. Lisa's group will meet you there. As ever, we are grateful for your foresight. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Spare no effort in your preparations. My man here must still be pretty shook from that quest battle, isn't he? This cat dude's been sitting here for a while. Lisa's party ought to have secured the tunnel by now. Rendezvous with them and make your way inside. May the Fury guide you, and us all. Those not taking part in the assault will defend this camp and the airships, as well as safeguard your escape route from the tower. You need not worry about what comes after, so fight with all you have. Still in the cutscene. Damn. Pretty far. So some people might watch and be like, how the hell did you get that stressed out, you know, over that one quest battle, right? Obviously I get really into the games that I play. Should be without saying, considering how emotional I've gotten already on certain parts of the story and stuff like that. But more than anything, because it's my first time through, and that's why I'm like, thank God I'm recording this. More than anything because of that, I think I weigh what happens in quest battles, dungeons, and the like a lot more heavily. Because the first playthrough is when you're the most immersed, I believe. At least for me, that's the case. If you already know what's going to happen next, it's, not as much. But more what I'm getting at, I think, is, hey, did Lise change back to her normal outfit? Jesus, how are you not cold right now? The fuck? Thought it too? Yeah. Jesus. Alright, before I keep going. Yeah, the thing is, I put a lot of weight into trying to beat something the first try, like that quest battle, especially when it's something really high stakes like that. Because that preserves the immersion for me. I think it's one of the main reasons why I've never really gotten into games that may have a decent storyline, but their gameplay is really difficult. Like, it's a very high, not skill ceiling, but a very high bar to entry. Like, for example, Devil May Cry. I tried the demo for Devil May Cry 4, and got wrecked. I think I wiped at 1% for the HP of the boss fight at the end of the demo, after I'd already tried it like 3 times. And I was just like, nope, can't do this. First of all, it's because, yeah, I do get frustrated. Sure, that's definitely part of it. But second of all, when you die over and over to something like that, to me it breaks my immersion after too many tries. It breaks my immersion and kind of takes me out of the story at that point. It's a weird thing to explain. Some people understand it, because I have talked to a few friends that understand what I'm talking about with this, because I didn't even get this far into explaining it, and somebody else filled in the gap for me that I was talking to. Because I had just mentioned that I didn't like really hard games because of this or that. Like where you have to trial and error, where you die over and over until you finally figure out the mechanics, because it's impossible. Like, the mechanics are so hard, it's damn near impossible to figure it out your first try. Like, you have to die until you figure out what's actually happening, Games that are that hard, like, for example, the most basic example most people give are like Dark Souls, right? I've never played a single game, but I never will because I know it's like that. But I digress. I pretty much said just that. Hadn't even gotten to the part that I just said. And the friend I was talking to, she said, yeah, I totally get that. Like, not a lot of people like that. And she said, and plus, this is her words, and I'm paraphrasing a little. She was like, sometimes you like to feel like you're that character. You're that person, right? Like, you're really, in other words, you're really immersed into the role that you're playing, right? And it's just, it can be very immersion breaking when you die over and over, because it's just like, well, in real life you only get one chance to get anything right? So I guess in a way my brain kind of, it does what she said, basically. It does that. It's like, I get so immersed, this is how I enjoy games the most, this is how I enjoy the story, so I don't, apologize for it, it's how I like enjoying games. I get so immersed that I put myself in there as if it was real, like this was actually happening to me for real. And so I'm able to allow myself to really feel the actual level of desperation I would actually feel if I was in that situation, having lost my body like that and knowing that it was going to be used by some asshole to kill all my friends that I value so deeply and care for. To kill everyone I love using my body, and they wouldn't even know, they would think it was me. That's what had my adrenaline pumping so hard during that quest. I can't imagine how stiff I probably looked on camera, because I know I was stiff. I was so desperate to get there on time. I'll be taking a break, by the way, before we keep going, so that's why I'm getting this off my chest now. I was so desperate to get out of there on time and, essentially succeed at the quest battle, because I was picturing it as if it was real. I was fully immersed in it, and it's just like, I knew that if I died and had to try again, I wasn't going to get the same feeling anymore from actually completing it. I knew the most I could get out of it is if I actually beat it on my first try. To keep my immersion. So I was really trying, I was white-knuckling it. I was really fucking tense, and my adrenaline was all over the place. I was just filled with it, as I was just trying to figure out, okay, how the fuck do I complete this? You know, like, where's the fucking fuel, the identification key, all this stuff for the Magitech thing and everything else? I was just like, really trying my best to get it done on the first try. Like, I wish I could have been able to voice my thoughts, but I was just so focused I couldn't. I was just thinking, I can tell you guys now what I was thinking. I was thinking to myself, like, just, okay, you know, your friends are counting on you, but you're no good to anyone dead. If you die, you don't make it there on time, you know, you'll never make it if you die. But if you take too long, you're not going to make it there on time. So it's like, you have to balance safety with speed. That's what causes the tension and makes you start panicking and causes the, you know, the sense of desperation and everything. And so that's basically what I was feeling, and those were the thoughts I was having, was I have to make this. I have to find a way to get there on time before the timer runs out. I don't care how far away it is, I have to find a way. There will be a way, I have to find it. I have to get there. And when I was being overly cautious, it was just because I was like, if I die or run out of healing items before the end, I'll never make it there alive, you know? So I was just, yeah. That's more or less what most people I think were probably already thinking I was thinking, is what I was thinking, yes. I was panicking. I was panicking, but trying to stay in control, and that's why I was just quiet and very intensely focused. I did not want to fail. I really did not want to fail that quest battle. And I'm glad I didn't. Alright, let's talk to these lovely ladies, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll come back and keep going. I am to accompany you into the tower. It is an honor as ever. Phew! Damn these frigid lands. Wow, I actually did that. That's the first time I've ever done a snort on command. Like, usually it's only happened by accident. The sun does not sneak. However, he will travel this path of yours, and those who walk with him will bask in his radiance. Well, the sun is setting now, but yeah, I'm with you. This could be another long cutscene, so yeah, I'll stop here. Or, you know, I'm gonna take a break. Still low-key trying to compose myself. God, I can't wait back to look back at this stream, and see what the fuck I look like. I was panicking during the cutscene, because it's like, even though I knew I completed the, you know, the quest battle successfully, obviously it was scripted so that you don't make it all the way back. And so I was just like, no, he's gonna kill someone before I get back there in time. Jesus, I really thought Grahatia or Alize were about to die right there. That was so fucking scary. Alright, I'll be back.